Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm up here at my cabin in North Idaho on a mountain ridge that's on top of a river canyon. I just got back from a 9-week, 9,658.5 mile road trip. This is my little quantum of solace, and I'll be sharing a lot of content from here. Today's subject is practice suspending judgment, particularly of yourself. There's a fallacy known as presentism, where we apply the current cultural, moral, even legal bias on a past event. It's seen as bad form for a historian or a journalist to impose the current bias onto the past because it doesn't give a good historical look or factual look at what had happened. We need to do that more for ourselves. When we are trying to sleep at night and that little voice in our head pops up and goes, "Do you remember that thing you did back in the 9th grade to Susie Q? Yeah, that was dumb. Shame on you." And it keeps us up all night. There are entire memes based around this whole thing. That does no real good. And by good, what I mean is, does it bring you further along? Does it make you feel good? Does it help you in your education? Does it help you in your personal evolution, in your personal development? Is it going to help you feel happy, healthy, and whole? If the answer is no, then I'd recommend changing that. This emotional and spiritual masochism that we inflict upon ourselves, where we purposely do things that make us feel bad because we feel we deserve it, it's not constructive. It's very much self-destructive. And anyone outside of you who tells you you should feel bad, you should feel guilt, you should feel shame, they're trying to manipulate and control you. If you want to do that to yourself, all well and good, been there, done that. I still do it occasionally. It's a constant effort and I'm doing it less and less. But I'm here to tell you right now, it does no good. And if you're going to sit there and constantly shame yourself and those around you for their imperfections, it's not going to make you feel happy, healthy, and whole. We're all doing the best we can with what we have and know at the time. And in my experience, we're a lot harder on ourselves than we are to other people. It's one of those things that has helped me in some of my personal relationships where if they're abusive towards me, either as a friend or family member, I recognize that how they're talking to me is still a lot nicer than how they talk to themselves. Another way to practice suspending judgment is, from my own personal experience, again, because that's all I can speak on with authority, is seeing a young kid, young guy, young person at the gas pump with a nice car and instantly thinking, oh, some spoiled brat, trust fund kid, I'm sure his daddy bought it for him. You can feel that. It might make you feel good, might make your ego feel good. I'm sure made me feel good when I was driving around a little junker, a jalopy, but it wasn't constructive. And when I began consciously taking a look at that and going, okay, how can I take this situation and make it constructive? I then began to ask myself, how did he get that car? I've even asked a couple people before. It was never daddy's money. And that's one of those things that became more helpful to me. Instead of just being dismissive, I then began to ask myself, oh, how can I get there? Because if I'm envious of that, if I'm mean-spirited about someone else's success, in my experience, for me, it means that I wish I were experiencing that. So when it comes to behaviors, thoughts, beliefs, you can measure them as good or bad is if they bring you further to a goal of being happy, healthy, and whole, or if they make you feel shameful, guilty, and sinful. That for me is a really good litmus test. And a big step for me feeling more happy, healthy, and whole was suspending judgment of other people, and especially of myself. Y'all take care now.